well, damn. I'm saying there's nothing Reuben Foster can do. I don't know how he's going to.
He's never going to get his image back. No.
And as a black man in America, and if his girlfriend's white, it's going to be even worse.
Hey,
I just want
to make this tangent. Anytime someone says, I don't want to get too racial with it, they're automatically going to get racial with it. Can we just say that? They're automatically going to get too racial with it. Like,
I mean,
you might as well just say, I'm going to get racial with this.
I know black dudes have been accused of crimes they didn't commit, and they never got their reputation back. But the person who accused them,
will.
And the person who accused them just walks away like everything's cool. Nah, I'm not with that.
Unfortunately, that's why you got to be smarter and.
It doesn't matter. Somebody could accuse me of murdering 37 people tomorrow, and I guarantee you there's a bunch of people who are like, I knew that scumbag did it, and I'm completely innocent. And
unfortunately,
there's nothing you can do.
There's nothing you can do, and we saw it even with that dude that Harvey Weinstein and Jay-Z did a movie about in New York.
Khalif Browder.
There you go.
And there's a couple more people after him.
Even with money. Even if he would have got all that money, you never get your sanity back. You can never reverse that whole experience. Even Reuben Foster, even just on this way smaller scale of him just being slandered on social media, like he's never going to be able to get.
There's a bad taste in
team's
mouths.
He's going to have PTSD from his Twitter mentions. Like he's never going to be able to go back.
Yes, and even in his hometown, he may not be able to go back. You know how Alabama is. He may not be able to go back and kick it with certain people. It may be an issue.
But I think I think the biggest thing of it all, and I think the common ground that we share on it is that this whole thing, regardless of if you agree she should have time, which I think she should just get sued, but she doesn't have any money, so I don't know what else she can do.
Throw in jail. Time served that way.
But I think the biggest thing is, on a grander scale, is it just makes everybody who already feels uncomfortable and ugly about these situations even worse. Like, it just makes this whole era that we live in even grayer. It makes it even more uncomfortable when these things come up because now.
But you're not. That's
now you don't know what to believe. You don't know what to say. You don't know what to talk.
That's because you're not punishing people who are lying about it. Think about it. If no one ever got punished for cheating on their taxes, and then somebody got caught for cheating on their taxes, what's the first thing they're going to say? Well, everybody else does it. How are you going to punish me? And this is the environment that you created. We've allowed an environment to where people can lie about things and they're not held accountable. And then when someone finally proves their innocence, it's like, oh, whatever. Think about, like, a dude just got out of jail this week. I forget what state it was in. I want to say South Carolina, but like he was serving like a 40-year bid for a murder rap he didn't do that he got hit on when he was 14. And he cried in front of the judge and was like, thank you. It's like, we have a thing in this country where we don't like.
But I think the other thing is, too.
Like, once you prove your innocence, it doesn't matter because, oh, well.
I think the other thing is.
Fuck you. That's what I don't like.
I think the other thing is, though, and the point you're leaving out, is that. Have you followed 49er fans on Twitter?
Bro,
this girl is going to get. She's gonna get what Reuben Foster got times 4. She's gonna get it back.
Karma, then.
She's gonna get it back.
You only lied and said a dude beat the living dog shit out of you, and it turns out it was another girl who did it.
Shout out to Duke Lacrosse.
By the way, it was a. Why you gotta go back to
that? So they brought it up on ESPN
that 30
radio.
For 30 was cold. I was like,
they brought it up on ESPN radio. That's what I'm saying. Is like,
we don't punish people who lie about this stuff. That's what I'm saying.
Is like it just makes it even more uncomfortable, especially because these are the sort of things that we have to talk about. It's like, even just on your smaller scale, like if someone comes up to it, you know both parties personally, and you kick it with them, it's like you don't know what to do. You don't know what to believe. I
feel like people know, if you know what type of person you're around, you just
too
afraid to take a side.
People
are afraid to take a side.
But it's like you said.
Because if I got a friend who's an asshole and they find out he beat his girlfriend up, I'm going to be like, yeah, you kind of an asshole.
But
I'm
it's
not
like
surprised.
it's like you said, right? I forgot what you said because I said what you said.
Wow. Was it about like, oh my God.
Oh, I got it. Because nobody knows except for those people that were in the room. So it's like, Yeah, you could be an asshole. Yeah, you could cheat on your girl. Yeah, you could do a whole bunch of scumbag things. But that doesn't necessarily mean that you
did it in that
or
moment.
you take advantage of that person.
But I'm saying,
or you even did it in that moment.
But I'm saying, if it gets to the point where we're in court and she says, yeah, I lied and made it up, and you still don't believe that dude, come on.
No.
That's a you thing.
But what I'm saying is,
but I understand what you're saying.
Just overall, we're in a time period where like this is an incredibly sensitive issue, and it makes everybody uncomfortable because, like you said, it makes people choose a side. And I think what I'm trying to say is that really the best side to choose is to not choose a side and not get involved with it. It is, but
it's like,
I mean, at the end of the day, what you're talking about,
biblical times,
what you're talking about is due process, right? Innocent until proven guilty, and that's pretty much what Marcellus Wiley said. Is like you got to let it play out because you don't know how it's going to play out, and it's just going to make you look bad at the end because you jump to conclusions.
Should the NFL punish him? They probably already isn't he already facing some type of suspension? Wasn't he before?
He might still get suspended just for making it look bad.
That's like the whole Pac-Man Jones thing where he got
the shield.
He got arrested a bunch of times, but he actually didn't. It's like all corporations are in Vermont or something like that. Like it's pretty much it's a business. The NFL's a business. It's a corporation. And they did this. I forget. They did a study years ago. Like corporations are socio. If a corporation was a person, it'd be a psychopath.
Yeah, you say that like every other week. You literally say that. That's like your. That's a drop line. Like I'm gonna record it now.
Record it because I don't remember even saying it. But like it's a.
I think you said it last week actually.
Like that's my issue. Like people don't want to take a side, but then they don't want to stay. They don't want to admit they're wrong. And that's my issue. And honestly, the society we live in, everyone either feels offended or loves to attack somebody. But there's no, okay, everyone needs to be held accountable because you were wrong and you should do the right thing. No, you still want to hold on to what you feel is right because, oh, I like that person or whatever. And especially when it involves... And I'm hypersensitive because I'm a black male and I've been hemmed up by the cops for no reason whatsoever other than being black and walking around. So, yeah, I feel away. I really feel away. And, yeah, I just gave you full disclosure. Congrats. Shockingly, I'm black. So if someone hears this and says, oh, what's Kenneth Lewis talking about race? I don't know because it affects me in my everyday life. I guarantee you it affects no white person I know in their everyday life. They may benefit because they're not getting messed with by the cops, but I have. I do. People I know do. So if you feel away and you want me to stop talking about race, as a Jamaican once said, go suck your mother. But anyway.
All right.
Next topic.
The next topic I want to get to before we get into the touchdowns and tangent segment
NFL better not suspend him, though.
Hard Knocks. Coming to the land, Cleveland.
Oh, man, what if LeBron's going to show up? The ratings are going to be through the roof. Baker Mayfield's going to look good on one deep pass to Josh Gordon that was terribly thrown, but Josh Gordon made a play on the ball.
The real question is Hugh Jackson going to even make it through Hard Knocks? He might get fired preseason week 2. They take another 2 L's.
Hugh Jackson is like that substitute teacher that no one respects. He still shows up to work and does his job. Did he even jump in the lake after they lost? Like, man, like he showed himself to have no spine, and you just can't get that back. Like with the whole protesting thing, and the fact that there are white players on the team willing to protest, and then like he goes and says that, it's like cats on the team don't respect him. He's a player's coach, but really he's a substitute teacher, and you can't get once you lose respect as a man, it's almost impossible to get it back. Especially from people who were, let's say, on the fence about you or even willing to give you the benefit of the doubt. Like, it's embarrassing to still have him in Cleveland. It just is. Like, I really thought he was going to be something special after that 8-8 season in Oakland, and I thought he got a raw deal. But being in Cleveland, it's like, man. And then you passed on Bradley Chubb, which I still think was the stupidest decision in the draft. There's hella corners, and you just want to get the one corner who runs a 4.3, and he's out of Ohio State, but he's 5'10". Okay, see how that works.
The story I'm most excited to see from Hard Knocks is Baker Mayfield. For real. I'm ready to see him celebrate on some damn drill that doesn't even matter, some inside drill. I don't even care. I just want to see what Baker got.
I'm waiting for him to throw a ball at his left tackle's head because he can't see over him. I'm waiting for him to like fumble the snap to Carlos Hyde, and then Hugh Jackson's like, "Damn, we really passed on Saquon. Saquon wouldn't have fumbled that handoff."
And
passed on Josh Rosen, Sam Darnold. Oh my god!
What are some other storylines you're trying to see?
The re-education and the rebirth of Josh Gordon. I feel he's really going to take a step in the right direction on this team. And you have him, you have Jarvis Landry, who signed that fat contract, and then you have Corey Coleman. That's an interesting receiver room. And David Njoku.
Shout out to Baylor.
Not shout out. You thought you were going to get me. No. We don't speak on Baylor anymore. But you have David Njoku, who looks like just a freak of nature at tight end. Tyrod Taylor holding the team down. And honestly, because I guess Baker has a good enough arm, I don't see it, but he can learn a lot from Tyrod Taylor, who honestly is like one of the safest quarterbacks or so-called bridge quarterbacks I've ever seen. Has a high completion percentage, doesn't fumble the ball. Oh, and he ran a 4.4 coming out of college. He was like a right-handed Michael Vick, but not as good as Michael Vick. But he developed behind the likes of Joe Flacco. I said that with a straight face, shockingly. So it'll be interesting to see the dynamic of that team. I know they drafted a tackle out of Nevada who was really athletic. They already have him and Joe Patonio, who was the tackle out of Nevada, but they bumped him down to guard. They got Chris Hubbard from the Steelers. He signed a 5-year, $37.5 million contract. I forget who they have at center right now, but he's really good. I don't know why I'm spacing out on his name. But they have a pretty good offensive line. I mean, Joe Thomas coming back would have really helped things, but, hey, he earned the right to walk away when he did. I definitely would have left Cleveland as soon as I became a free agent the first time and went and won a ring, but, some guys just, they don't choose the Melo route. They don't choose the J.R. Smith route. They choose the Joe Thomas route. Good for him. Pete's over here just giggling. But honestly, also Myles Garrett and Jabril Peppers. Jabril Peppers is going to be interesting.
Honestly,
that's another one.
That's why I was tuning you out. I was just waiting for you to stand on Jabril Peppers.
I feel like he needs to change. 22 is a cursed number in Cleveland. He needs to change it. He really needs to change that number. They should just
ban all numbers in the 20s and 2. Just because of
22.
Manziel.
Manziel, Brady Quinn, Brandon Whedon.
Just stay away from numbers with the 2.
Definitely stay away from the number 2 because Tim Couch. I'd say whatever Courtney Brown's number was, but Myles Garrett is a beast. And that defense is actually probably going to be really good. Denzel Ward's an elite cover talent. So we'll see what he develops into. I mean, for the receivers in that division, they're not very tall. So I guess it works out. But I still would have had Bradley Chubb on one side, Emmanuel Ogbah coming off the bench. And
we get it. They should have drafted Bradley Chubb. Get out of your feelings about it.
I'm not in my feelings because I don't have feelings.
Especially not for Cleveland.
Man, I'm just waiting for LeBron James and J.R. Smith to
play tight end.
No, I'm waiting for J.R. Smith to just be talking to Baker Mayfield. I'm waiting for him to pull up the video of him dancing at Oklahoma when he first got there. Texas Tech.
They're gonna invite Maurice Claret to be a junior running back intern coach.
They're gonna ask him so how much do you really hate Cliff
Kingsbury? Shout out to Mark Tressel.
No one. You mean Jim Tressel?
Yeah.
He coached at Ohio State.
Yep.
And he went to Youngstown State.
Yep.
And he ruined. He kind of really didn't stand by Terrell Pryor, so I'm gonna have to say no on that one. He didn't develop him at all. He gave him honestly, Terrell Pryor would have been better off going to USC. He didn't
You
develop
want
Terrell
to
Pryor
talk
at all in
about
college.
Urban Meyer's development of quarterbacks, or are you just gonna hide behind Alex Smith your whole life?